leprechauns. So I'm getting ready to string some more of the green beads. Here's a stray smile. If you know, you know. They go in the kits, and they go in the packages that go out with the beads. Anyway, okay, so before we get going with that, I've got everything set up, ready to go. And I'm filming for the kit so that I can create a PDF and have the instructions be very clear for everybody. Yeah, I was thinking about St. Patrick's Day. We've got the Irish in us, our family. My brother has really taken on the tradition, and so much so when he set up his bike shop called McCrank's Cycle on Bank Street in Ottawa years and years ago. It's now in the hands of friends of his, and they've kept the name, and they've done a really wonderful business. Yeah, something they can be proud of. Anyway, I remember when I first saw the website, Gary, my brother, had made up some yarn about, I can't remember if he said we were from a family of leprechauns, and the bike studio was all part of, you know, some plan with a greater scheme, or if he said that we came from a family of drunks. I think his great uncle Seamus had given him some money to come over to the big country in Canada. Anyway, it was a bit of a tall tale, and it was pretty funny. We laughed when we read it. Yeah, and then I remember when he was over in Ireland on a bike tour, he told us the story about being there on St. Patrick's Day, and the people in the town had dressed up these little rabbits with green hats and green little green coats, and they put them out into the field, and they were all hopping around for the tourists to see. I guess it was a bit of a surprise having them all hop around during the day on St. Patrick's Day and next to the pub. So people didn't know whether or not they were seeing things, or I don't know. Anyway, yeah, there's some funny stories. Both my parents were born in Quebec, but both are Irish background. And yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot to be proud of if you've got Irish or Celtic blood in you. Anyway, okay, how about if we get back to the beading? I've got it all set up, and I wanna make this video. So I'm getting out my tools now. Scissors and tweezers, and where's my glue? There it is. And over on the far left, you see the dental floss. And now we've got the thread, number 4 thread, that I've got to figure out where the end is so that I can unwind it. And I've got to be careful. Get it all off this piece of cardboard. And I don't want to wreck the little needle at the end. And then I'm going to have to wet it. So I've got a little container of water, and I'm going to pull it through, make sure the whole thing gets wet. And I won't go this fast in real life. There the needle is at the end. And so everything's wet. Now I've got to stretch out the threads so that the knots don't come loose. And now I want to measure out the right size, because I want one short end, and then I've got another end that I have to use, and it's called the core thread. So we're going to put the clasp on, and we'll knot it twice. Look at it, got stuck on the ruler, the magnetic clasp. Okay, we wet that just to get it a little bit thinner, and through the eye it goes. And now we're going to open up the loop and pull it through so that there's one knot. That'll be the first one. So pull the clasp through the knot and get it nice and tight. Make sure it's flush up against the loop, and now we've just done the tight second knot. And now we're ready to put beads on the other end. I'm going to line them up, put them through the dental floss, and I put 4 on at a time so that I don't lose too much track of how many beads I'm putting on. I've counted the beads beforehand. I've got a rough idea of how many I need. And so 4, pull them down, 4 more, pull them down, 4 more, pull them down. And now we've got a nice little chain of beads. I'm going to add a few more. There, I think we're ready to go. I'm going to be doing some really, really long double knotted beads at some point, where you can wrap them around and around and around your wrist, or wear it as a nice long, very long necklace, or a medium-sized doubled necklace. And the reason I want to do that is because I think the magnets are for a certain, casual going out during the day. But if you want to sleep in these things, I think you need a little bit of a stronger attachment than the magnet. And so that's why I will do them without any clasp whatsoever, but they're still going to be multifunctional. The thing is, though, that it is a really, really long knotted necklace. It's over 100 centimeters of beading. The one that I've got that I'm able to use as a double necklace, a single necklace that's long, and a bracelet that I think it wraps around about 4 or 5 times around my wrist. Yeah, I remember when Mom had her pearls re-knotted. I think she paid a fortune for it. So I'm glad I've learned how to do this, and I really love that I'm able to teach other people how to do it. Once I know how to do it, then I really like to share what I know. And I've got some black beads, white beads, frosted beads, yellow beads, red beads, green beads. Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. And again, so meditative, relaxing, and even putting the kits together is relaxing. Yeah, I'm really happy to have this in the winter time. Winter's a bit of a struggle, especially now with the weather, where I'm not going out because of the snow. It's 5 days of clearing and snow plows and icy, slippery, dangerous staircases and roads we've been asked to stay in if we can, because the people that come around and are shoveling have been having a bit of difficulty with their equipment, and they've got multiple places that they've had to go as well. So this has given me something to do, which has been really enjoyable. I can sit and listen to my audio book. I'm listening to a mystery right now. It's called The Scottish Ladies Detective Agency by Lydia Travers. And it's 2 young women who set up a brand new detective agency, and they're trying to solve a mystery. And they end up with a murder happening, so they get in a little bit over their head. Okay, I gotta take this blue zip top off. It's getting hot. I'm sitting next to a heater. The coffee's cold. I think I'm gonna go make tea. Time for a break. But we'll just have a little chit chat before I have my tea break. Day in the life. You've seen me. It's all about beading today. Yeah. It's the day after Valentine's Day, and I got myself some roses. And I think I'm going to start having blossoms in the house every week. I'll be ordering flowers. I did have an amaryllis for Christmas, and I now have the little snow crocus that I'm taking care of. But the roses have been really beautiful. I got a whole bouquet and I split them up. So I've got some on my desk, some in the kitchen, some in my bedroom, one couple in the bathroom. And it's just really been nice. I'm starting to really think about planting seeds again. It's the gardening season's nice in that it's very intense in June, July. And then August is a bit of a just relax and enjoy. And then September is starting to clean up. And October is a lot of work getting things harvested and away. And then November is just a few little bitty pieces that you're trying to figure out, where am I going to put this and store this away before the first snow comes. And then December is like finally we get to rest from all the gardening work and start dreaming about what the next garden's going to look like, because December is when I do my ordering the seeds and the plants and the herbs for the next year. I used to plant them all, but now I order some. And then January, kind of forget about the garden a little bit, but because I've got the greenhouse up on the roof, I'm up there checking in on things and harvesting some of the herbs and using it in my soup stocks and that. So it's an annual event. And then February, as soon as the end of February comes, in go the peppers. And I've got a Phileas blue that I like to plant around this time. So yeah, fresh bouquets starting to come in the house and freshen everything up. Anyway, so this is a day in the life of this week that I wanted to share with you, and I'm off to go and have a tea break. I'm a little tired. I got to get my hands doing something else at the moment. Yeah, I've decided to fry up some bacon. Well, it's not really bacon. They're not allowed to call it bacon because it doesn't have nitrites in it. As a preservative, it uses salt instead. And so I'm making a Caesar salad. So chopping up the garlic and putting a little bit of salt into it so that it crushes the garlic nicely. Okay, into the bowl, egg yolk, anchovy, mushing it up the same way I did the garlic into the bowl, and some lemon juice into the bowl. And there we are, a little bit of wine vinegar, white wine vinegar, and a little Lee Perrin and Worcestershire, and now some olive oil, and I'm just going to drizzle it in. I'm going really fast here, speeding things up and emulsifying the yolk, and a little bit more salt, just mixing that in. And then I want to get it right into the fridge, so I've got a clean jar here somewhere that I want to put it into. Where is that? Okay, here we are. Oh, this is so strong. So good. So I'm going to have it with romaine lettuce, Parmesan cheese, and I want to cut up and make some crouton with the bread baguette. So I just slice up little cubes here and then get them into the oven. But I want to season them first. So a little bit of olive oil again. Here we are. Go slow-mo. Now we go fast again. And I've got some pepper, and a little bit of seasoned salt. My neighbor downstairs, Liz, gave it to me, so I want to use it. And a little bit more plain salt. Now time to shake it. And let's get all this good stuff evenly dispersed. Shaky, shaky, and into the oven. Let's get that in there and the oven turned on. There we go. And I've got tea here somewhere. I'm going to go sit back down. Finish my tea, and I will see you next week. Bye-bye.